Alright, so this is a replay review for Minty's team, Spinosaurus. I'm doing this view because I like to do a team review versus just looking at individual players' mechanics. So here we have M-Bolt moving up too soon on offense. We really want to work with our teams, and in this particular case, preferred steak seasoning. McCormick's is pretty simple and easy. We've got something I just picked up that's like a steak seasoning rub. I don't know what the name of it is though, unfortunately. It's really, really good. You mix a little olive oil on that and you just paint it on with, and some water, and then you just paint it on with a brush. It's really fucking good. I usually let it marinate though for a little bit. Alright, so this is on Shane, we need to be on M-Bolt. Okay, so this is okay, because we have this nice back post rotation, and Shane can move upfield with Papa. The problem is, when we get to the place where Papa's actually going to move this up, Shane moves up, and M-Bolt decides to move up, which means that if, for some reason, Papa and Shane get beat, M-Bolt also gets beat. So, in this particular instance, you can see Shane's not traveling at the ball, he's traveling high, and Rochi's actually traveling what looks like probably is on the ball. So to me, it looks like Shane's getting beat here, and you are very dedicated to this upfield position. You need to be that third man support and let your two teammates move up. And if the play breaks down, you need to be able to support them. And so you moving upfield here is not the right play. Hopefully Papa Lane can rotate back and support you. But this whole thing was just super awkward because you moved into the play too soon. If you were a little bit further away and they made all those whiffs, then you could have accelerated and came out the ball, and it would have been a lot better. We have no one back. Oh, and then you touch it towards your own net. That's terrifying. We do have a few sound effects, and one thing that I'd like to cover is bringing the ball in front of our own net. So if you don't have ball cam on and you can't see where this ball is, that's going to be problematic. But I would rather try and keep balls away from the front of our net, because look at where Rochi is and look at where the rest of our orange team is. So our orange team, not in a good spot, Rochi in a great spot, so that touch by M-Bolt towards our own net is a bit of a scary situation. And they just get all their momentum off of that. We never got the clear out of our zone. It all started with that one breakdown of the play. Having to clear any point earlier would have been great. It's a shame that that one came out to him so well. And then Shane, instead of leaving the backboard, if you would have stayed on the backboard, you actually might have been able to clear this one out away from the net. Backboard is a huge friend of yours. Yeah, I got requested by the wife to do one. M-Bolt almost going with that save though, which would have been really nice. So this doesn't make sense to me, this rotation into the left side of the field. In one of the replay or game analysis things that Sunless Khan and a few other people do is that like they just break up the field into either thirds or quadrants. I'm going to just break it up into thirds for a second. This way, that way. Okay. And right now you have two teammates in this third, and oh, maybe there was one more. I think there's one more. Okay, so anyway, you're super far back here on defense. I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm going to do it like this and like that. Nice. I like this a lot better. Okay, I think this is what they do as well. So you basically have two people here, and you're here. And you're like moving to be here, and I don't know why you would want to be supporting of them when you should be moving up with the play. This ball is very distinctly going into their zone, and so right now, if I were in your shoes, I would want to be here, let Shane rotate out to be that third man support, and let Papa move forward onto offense. That's kind of like how I would position myself and want this play to go. What you want to do is you want to create a lot of two-man opportunities on offense, and you don't want to leave your teammates hanging high and dry. So I am betting that from here we will see Papa, Lane, Embold, and Shane all collapse on top of each other. And we just get no offensive pressure. So just a big lapse here where Papa could have pushed this one into the center of the field. Unfortunately, backflipped. Shane goes to help him out, and for some reason, Embolt thinks that he should help out too. And it just doesn't work. We don't get to keep that pressure as a result. Good clear out by Shane. Embolt and Papa weren't quite ready for that clear. They do a good job of moving up into the field of space afterwards, though. And that's a great challenge by Shane. Papa doing a pretty good job of holding his position. Picks a good moment to go in, honestly. He was the third man, but because his teammate was demoed, he was able to move in because there's no threat. Embolt doing a really good job of slowing down the play there and allowing Papa to break out. I will say that your dependence on big boost is probably a little bit too much here, and it'd probably just be better if you moved upfield using small boosts, because what you're going to probably end up doing is you're going to boost to get this boost, and then you're going to boost to get into the play, and Papa's already sending this ball forward, and you and Shane are already back. Shane, that also applies to you. You rotated hard back, but now you're way too far back, and Papa Lane's moving the ball out. I didn't follow Shane there, so I can't really be critical of him. Now I can. Oh, he caught you mid-flip, but then you... So when you flipped, you saw the ball go by you. So when you land the flip, you can just turn and be upfield. What's up, Imperial? I think this is match 3. I think it's got, I don't know, whatever. Shane with a pass in field. So we get the pass center of the field, but we don't have anybody ready to go for that because we're not really working together on offense. That's a great shot. It's a shame it didn't drop. Papa's able to secure it though. This one just had a lot of goals, so I figured it'd be good to break it down. So the problem here is that it's the kickoff, and we don't know or don't have a plan for the kickoff. So we left the person in net, mostly, and we sent somebody forward who's just rotating back, and Embolt, who took the kickoff, wants this boost. So the ball bounces awkwardly, but Shane doesn't coach this play and tell Papa to stay with the ball or to rotate behind him. And if he's going to rotate behind him, then Shane needs to push up on the ball. What we need to do is we need to collapse this space. There's just too much space here between a player and the ball. And as a result, Lane turns but isn't in a spot where he can play it, so he's actually slowing Shane down more. So a better rotation would have just been for him to go back post and let Shane deal with the initial shot, and then Papa, because he's back post, can deal with the fallout. So Shane's just waiting, and so the problem there is Papa can't really decide if that's his ball or not, and so having that call out from the person in that is very important. I don't like this kickoff. It just doesn't make sense to me that neither person would cheat, and now we're just playing defense. We have 3 people between this ball and the goal, and no one touched it. Somebody's got to make a play. So this one, we've got a double boost kickoff, which is really good because everybody gets boost. Embolt's now used half of his boost in order to not hit the ball. Does a really good job of bringing this one towards their net, though. Roshi just kind of holding his ground. Oh, that one was almost in. Shane able to clean it up. We do so much better when we just kind of clear the ball long and follow it up ourselves. So maybe that should be incorporated in this play style, is allow your team to create space so that they can bang the ball into the offensive zone, and then let's just keep the ball in the offensive zone. I like this like sneak up play where you're grabbing these small boosts. But the problem is you need to tell Shane he either needs to back off or he needs to move center. Because you are already in this third man role where you're supporting him. And Shane's in this weird spot where like he's kind of being the support to M-Bolt. But I guarantee anything that M-Bolt goes for and misses is also going over Shane's head. Which means that either Papa Lane needs to be the actual third man support, and Shane needs to move into more of a two-man role where he's playing with M-Bolt and able to move upfield with him. Or Lane needs to assume that, and if this ball happens to go over Shane's head, he needs to make a front post rotation in order to clear it out. So ball over the head, Shane turns, races it back. But it seems like we move the ball up the field and then don't follow it very well. Nice. I like that two-man play, although Lane didn't hit it. Goes for the demo instead. No. So there's a lot of things that went poorly there. Clearing it into the sidewall and not having teammates ready for it is problem number one. Not knowing that the ball is off target and you don't need to hit it is problem number two. There are times where you just don't need to hit a ball. You just kind of watch it. You can catch it. You can touch it into the corner. You can turn your car around. There's no threat coming at you. It's terrifying to watch, but you can let a ball come across your whole goal front. If there's no one there to punish it, then there's no reason for you to hit the ball. And so that was what Shane probably didn't realize, was that ball was actually off target. I like this, okay. I think Shane assumes that third man role too often. I think he needs to push into the center of the field and be ready for a pass or be ready for a poor clear from the other team and just bang the ball at the net. He does a pretty good job banging the ball at the net. Just he puts himself into the sidewall midfield rotation, which is a good spot to be, but it's not a great spot to shoot from. Especially if the ball pops out center. It makes it really difficult to get around onto the ball and beat the other team. Yeah, I'd say one of the biggest things is just making... Yeah, there's Shane again. Playing the third man role coming from that midfield side boost. So this is basically the exact thing that I was just describing. And it's a good habit for him to get into this side midfield rotation. It's definitely a great three-man spot. But it's very difficult to shoot from there. Okay, so in this particular instance, this is really good. This is good recognition. Shane moves this way to be the three-man support to Papa Lane, who's the one-man, and he allows M-Bolt to move forward into what should be a two-man role. The ball comes back, or no, maybe it doesn't. But if the ball were to come back out, he would be in a great spot for it. Now the problem is the ball squeaks out kind of towards the middle, and M-Bolt's not there, and Shane is the one that wants to go for it. So in that case, Shane should probably actually be more middle, and you can be near post middle. You don't have to be far side. And then you can either hit the ball on the sidewall so it comes back center, or you can cut around on it, or the ball can come to you and you can just bang it on target. Coming at it from here is fine, but like the fact that it ends up in front of the net should be probably M-Bolt's, because he should be filling that two-man role in front of the net. Like he should be the man of the slot that Papa's actually trying to pass to. Good recognition by Shane to get there though. So anyway, we see a couple different situations where it takes Shane a long time to get to that ball because he's set up so far from it. Good back post rotation by Lane. It kind of just sits there pretty well. Honestly, not terrible. Good two-man clear. I love coaching the two-man clear. Two people working the ball out of their own zone. That's a two-man clear. That's unfortunate. So this is towards the end of the game. We really needed some offensive power. And we ended up, unfortunately, giving the ball to this guy. And again, M-Bolt getting beat on a challenge that he should not have gone for. So at the end of the game, you want to keep pressure up. So M-Bolt going for that challenge, if he wins it, can send the ball long with 20 seconds left. That gives you the opportunity for a goal. Most times, though, if the score is even or you're ahead, you don't want to challenge that. You want to force the ball into the corner by playing shadow defense and allow him to take the ball to the corner, and then as he tries to bring it across to the center, that's when you shut him down. And by allowing him to bring it to the corner, you're going to buy more time for your defense to get back. The problem is he gets this past you and he gets center, which is something you should try and do on offense. So because it goes center, it's able to roll up the wall and then out in front of the net, and then by then, I don't remember who it was, but somebody's able to push forward and get to that ball as it crosses that threshold in front of the net. Yep, RCM. There's a couple different ways that we can protect from that pass as well, but the big one is just making sure that we don't commit as a third man to a play and dive in when we can play shadow defense instead. And you can just tell your team, I'm shadowing, or I'm going to force some corner, and that lets them know. However, with 30 seconds left or 20 seconds left, being down a goal, being aggressive isn't the worst thing in the world. You just have to recognize that I have to go for this play, and I'm leaving now. Oh, that was match 2. Nice. Perfect. I did match 2. I will not do match 4. You want match 1 as well? I will do match 1. Minty's in match 1. Cool. M-Bolt, Papa, and Minty. So Shane's out. Probably wouldn't sit Shane. Probably would let Shane start most games. Super awkward. Another huge wee-woo moment. Alright? What happens if this ball goes past M-Bolt? What happens if he doesn't touch it? Let's follow his trajectory. It came from here, and it's going this way. Okay? Somebody needs to tell M-Bolt he's not in front of the net. He does not need to hit this ball. It can go into the corner and just sit there, and Lane can pick it up and go the opposite direction with it. If there's no call out, hey, it's not on net. I mean, he's leaving this ball right in front of the net. Great job by Minty to kind of swoop in and save the day. Okay. Might have dribbled that one. You had a little bit of room to dribble. Don't dive in. The demo's great, but you were last person back. Nice, M-Bolt beats him. Oh, now you don't know where it is, though. Okay. Lane with a dribble. Something Ferda. I hate watching you drive backwards like that. Just a lot of driving on top of each other. Not knowing where ball cam is and where the ball is and where teammates could be coming from is problematic. That ball's right in front of the net, and Bolt takes a poor lane on it. Let's see how he gets there. So throws it into the corner, throws it across field. Yeah, it's tough when you're in this position to know exactly where to be and not to spend too much boost, but I will say the times that it comes across straight on the goal line at 100 miles an hour is few and far between, and if it does, it's not your fault for not being there. So playing top of the box, I think, is just so much more valuable. So I would turn here, wait to see what happens, and then collapse in on it. Use your boost to push the net instead of using your boost to move away from the net to try and get a weird hit at the ball. It's way harder to hit the ball as you're coming away from the net to put it back on target than just to collapse in on the net. And the other thing is, like, she happens to get a clear that kind of comes across like this, but from the angle she's coming at, it could have just bounced and came back out, which if you swoop in from this angle, then you're just going to miss out on that opportunity. So if you come in this way, you're going to just do yourself a lot of wonders. And that's something that Shane was kind of showing off that he was pretty good at recognizing. But overall, I don't mind the hit into the corner. It's away from the other team. Papa Lane able to keep it in the zone. Nope, not for long though. Weird rotation back by Minty. Probably would have just preferred a straight up back post so that you can kind of see in front of you. If you are that two-man, I like it when you go. So Papa puts the ball center. Minty's gets to just say, I'm going to be a while getting back on defense because she went for the challenge. I don't like this rotation, though. So what? Okay, so you went for the shot, but it wasn't there. So now what are we doing? What is our objective here? So Embolt's definitely first one back. Do you want to be second person back? Then tell Papa Lane to stay upfield or go for a demo. But we were actually able to turn this ball around, and what would have been really good is if you had, like, I don't know, like this ball's coming back this direction, and the only threat is the other team, and now you're bumping a teammate instead of protecting the shot. So I would have rotated wider outside and then coming back inside, and as I saw this ball land, I potentially would have gone straight for this demo on this guy or swooped in and tried to save the day with the ball and dribble that one out. Instead of coming back ball side rotation and feeling like you need to follow the ball exactly. It's much better to be in position than it is to be just right on top of the ball. And yeah, it might go in. That sucks. But that's not your responsibility right now. Your responsibility is to get into a good position for the next play. Well done by Embolt to keep that one out of your net and recognizing where the threat was coming from. Okay, let Papa push that in the corner. When are you going to go though? Okay, finally did. Little help. Nice little tap on from Papa. Not a bad shot from Embolt either. So it's a great pass midfield if Papa's there, but he can't be there. That's one of those times where like he's the third man and he can't go because Embolt was also upfield. So just be careful if you already have a teammate in a corner. Pushing that corner means that you're potentially passing the ball to not a teammate, and that's what kind of happens here. What's up, Thigh Cooch? Just doing a replay review for the wife. So Papa running this one over to the sidewall. Embolt throws it long. So this is again that third man challenge we just talked about in the other replay. You were the last person back and you should not have dove in. You should have held your ground in this direction and forced him to take the ball to the corner, and then just kind of ran along with him. Good demo. Awkward. Okay. So we see Embolt hits one out, and then both of us wait, and I don't know why. They're not booming it back. Your teammate has possession, and we need a two-man. We need somebody else up the field with our one-man. Three-man can maybe wait, but both you can't be three-man. So one of you has to push up field and try and grab up some of these smalls. You can probably take this path as well if you want to be nice and close to Embolt. That way if he gets beat for any reason, you can dive in and try and help him out. Being midfield for him would be great as well. But I mean, he just created this big play and nobody's ready to take a shot. I'm not doing a firecracker review right now. Sorry, guys. Good rotations. I don't see too many double commits. I see pretty good back post rotations for the most part. Like there, Embolt distinctly stops, Minty goes. That's good. Papa playing a little bit deep in net. Probably doesn't need to do that. You guys are a little bit break check heavy right now. I'd rather see you kind of just go for the ball, send it completely as fast as you can, trying to move that ball out of there, and then rotate to fix your problems instead of break check and lose all your momentum. Link keeps a corner. That's not bad. Get clear. So Minty's in a pretty good spot here, but Papa Lane's just, you're playing super support. I think you can play into this midfield range a little bit more. If they clear at corner, then you can race corner. Like, you don't have to play back here to support a play that Minty doesn't have. Because if Minty does have it, then it's very likely it's going center, and if Embolt's also rotating out, then you can just move in. So let's work on being better two men for our teammates. So if Minty's the one man trying to push this ball in, Embolt's rotating out, then we should be able to create some pressure here. Okay. Oh, it was a nice little give and go. Didn't quite work out. That's a little bit dangerous bringing that in front of your net on the challenge. It ended up working out though. Embolt and Papa hurting each other in the net. Okay, but why are you flipping back? Like, your challenge didn't work out, and you flipped back while Embolt won his challenge. So now, who's here? We need a two-man. Like, the two people way back on defense is not helping out Embolt. We need somebody that can play with our offense. That's a great pass! It's such a good pass. That's a good try on the aerial. Don't backflip at the ball. Just hit the ball into your own corner and just reset. I'm trying to keep the ball in the zone with a backflip. Not only does it kill your momentum, it's also inaccurate. Honestly, great rotation back by Embolt. The Papa Lane attempt at the demo was good. And knowing that Embolt was back meant that he could do that. I don't know, where are we going? The ball's on the sidewall and like determined to keep two people just stuck back in net. Okay, so they don't get a goal here, so we go into OT. Gotcha. Then what? Papa way out of the play. It's great he's grabbing up small pads, but just wasn't involved at all. Embolt so close on some of these shots. This is really gonna get the goal. No. Great cut. No two-man. No two-man, no two-man, no two-man! Where's... Oh my god! That's the biggest issue on offense. Defense is a little awkward sometimes. We have some ball side rotations. Just unaware with where teammates potentially are. We do some break check stuttering in our own zone. And I'm not a huge fan of those. Those can be ironed out. You can find some rotations. One thing that I will say is very helpful, I think, sometimes is if you are the one man on defense, if you are the first person going to be attacking the ball, it is okay to dive in. What you're trying to do is you're trying to force the opponent's hand, force them to make a play so that your 2 and your 3 man who are potentially playing with you as the 2 man or supporting you as the 3 man can pick up the slack after you dive in. And if you happen to get a 50-50, if you happen just to win the ball outright, then you're moving up on offense. Your 2 man should be moving up on offense with you, and your 3 man should be kind of slowly moving up the field and making sure that they kind of stay relatively close to their teammates. There's a few times that we just saw teammates super far away from each other, playing way back on defense while one person was forward, or 2 people were way forward and one person was all the way back. We got to get out of those habits. We got to be playing as a unit up on offense and as a unit back on defense. What else did I see? That 2-man, 2-man, 2-man on offense is going to be so critical. If we can have somebody in front of the net that's ready to take a shot, it's going to be great. If the ball is coming up the left side of the field, it is very easy to take a shot from the right side. It is very easy to be the 2-man and support the play on the near side. It is a little bit tougher to make this shot, but it is a valuable role. But if, as you see this play develop, if you can potentially switch sides, depending on how Bolt potentially in this case is bringing the ball forward, this is a lot easier spot to shoot from. However, you can still do it from here. So either way, just somebody kind of in front of the net. And then the 3rd man should be protecting most likely the side that they think is going to get cleared out. What else? Look for those dribble opportunities. Minty had a couple dribbles, and Bolt, Shane. I don't know if Papa Lane ever did. There's some good booms downfield that open up some space. Yeah, I think that's it for that. Alright, who all's in here? I saw that we had a group of people.